Save. But just going back to it, you see this chance once more. I think it's come off the hand of Super Chop. With the formation. So you can have Rahman Irianto as well, just dropping into that back line if you need to. But I think this 4-2-3-1 worked for them because it allows Ricky Kambuaya to have sort of that license to roam.
Here's Philip Roller. Chanatip! Oh, what a start this has been! Thailand in the lead with a scorcher from their skipper.
What a start for Thailand. They're on it. They are. On it. Wonderful finish from Chanatip as well. It's on the edge of the area. He just peels away from Alfeandra, who has to go and help his defense out. No protection from the midfield there. They get drawn all over the place. You can see Rahman Irianto leaves his midfield position, his central midfield position, gets dragged out, and so does Alfeandra. The number 13 goes out to try and stop Philip Roller. And then Alfeandra, as Roller beats 2-3 players in there, draws those defenders towards him, and then that creates a space for Chanatip to go and power that home. What a finish.
Fantastic goal from Chanatip Songkrasin, who's now got 3. Remember, he scored 2 in the first leg, semi-final against Vietnam. And they just have not allowed Indonesia to settle at all. Philip Roller helping to win that ball. Perseverance from him on that right-hand side. And it is very, very impressive here from the Thais. Indonesia now trailing by a goal early on. A nightmare start for them.
A great start for Thailand. And I think we expected this from Thailand, didn't we? In the sense that, you know, they're not afraid to go out and try and kill the game off in the first leg.
This is exactly what they did against Vietnam.
That's exactly where I was going with that, Chez.
And ironically, this is what Indonesia did with Singapore in the early stages of that second leg in particular. They love Indonesia themselves to go up with quick, brisk start. Look at that. The Thai fans, not quite at the same tournament, were we, in 2018? We didn't have the joy of watching Chanatip, did we? And this is what we're missing, Roshan.
He's a class apart, right? And I feel like I've said this a few times now in this competition with Chanatip. It's just a different level, and the spaces that he occupies as well, he's just so intelligent. He's always got his head on a swivel, scanning in this environment, understanding, and even if he doesn't receive, what he's going to do is he's going to drag players out of position as well, and that will create a space for someone else to then go and use. But that first goal, Philip Roller, I thought was excellent. And again, we talk about dragging players towards you, and that's exactly what Philip Roller did. Dragging that midfield, essentially. Those 2 sitting midfielders of Indonesia, Irianto and Dewanga, that are supposed to protect on the edge of the penalty area. Both of them got dragged across. This is a look at the goal again. Roller here, wonderful work, lovely bit of skill. Irianto gets dragged across, Dewanga gets dragged across, and then that leaves that space on the edge of the penalty box for Chanatip to go and exploit.
Not a man you want to give space to, Chanatip Songkrasin. He's exploited that one fully. Thailand on the ball. Wiratep trying to get that up to Borden Pala, who's up there with Tirasin. Now Super Chop. He's got Philip Roller. Thailand with a corner.
You know, the new age term for being able to draw defenders towards you is apparently called gravity, where you drag players along with you.
I like sucked in the past, but
yeah, exactly. I mean,
gravity.
It is what it is, you know.
Okay.
We're gonna try and keep up with the times, I guess.
Gravity. Okay, so that's what the kids say.
Yep.
Thailand have got the ability to call upon very, very talented players. And they've got the best league in Southeast Asia. Klitsada. Now Widatep. He's not been a regular in this lineup. Certainly been very good. And there's Polking saying, calm down. Lots and lots of time.
There you go.
Bringing this trophy back. And now on to 3 goals. He's one away from his countryman Tirsan Dangda. They're the only 2 at the moment. Irfan Jai's got 3. He's got a chance as well. Witan Sulaiman has got 2. Those are the only players left. And there's Witan Sulaiman, who had a swing at the ball and missed. They haven't really got on it at all, have they, Roshan?
No, they haven't. And you know, Thailand coming into this, obviously the more experienced of the 2 sides, the players who have featured in this competition, the players who have won this competition previously. Indonesia, a very young squad, a very young side, and there was lots of excitement from some of their players coming into this final, and you wonder at times if that excitement just gets a bit too much for you. You know, it's got to be at a certain sort of level, so you almost see Thailand just break in midfield.
Yeah, Thailand have the 2nd oldest squad in the tournament after Singapore, and Indonesia have one of the youngest after the likes of Timor-Leste, Cambodia and Laos. And that's one of the things that Shin Tae-yong has done. He's lowered the average age, hasn't he, of this squad. He's been very deliberate in that. He's been very deliberate about who he's picking. He wants players he can kind of mould, Roshan, into his vision.
That's right. I think the key for Indonesian football going forward is to get as many of these younger guys as they can moving overseas and playing overseas and experiencing a different level, a different culture, a different way of playing as a professional footballer, living as a professional footballer for them, because it's a talented team that's got a big, bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, right now, of course, people talk about the likes of Witan Sulaiman, who's just there on the ball. We've got Egy Maulana, who's on the bench, along with Elkan Baggett. These are the overseas-based stars, but look at Thailand again. And it's away by Fakhruddin. That right-hand side has been productive for Thailand. Widatep. Supachok. Let's see the idea, just a little too much on that for Roller.
Yeah, and just notice as well the position that Roller had taken up there. You know, the rotation of positions that they're employing here, Thailand, you know, it's popping up in different areas, different spaces. And if you're defending in those situations, if you're ball watching, you get caught off guard very quickly. And Indonesia just not looking like themselves early on here in this one. You know, a couple of stray passes, loose touches. Thailand really applying the pressure, making sure that the Indonesian players don't have much time on the ball. It's a lovely touch from Supachok.
Back to Roller. Elias Dola. cross to Kritsada. Playing with supreme confidence, and as soon as I say that, he's giving the ball away. And that is a poor ball, I'm afraid, from Witan Sulaiman, who's normally so assured of himself, the young man. I just wonder, Roshan, how much this is playing in the head. Of course, they've talked about the psychology of coming into this, and knowing the history, Roshan, you can't ignore it. It's 5 editions, 5 finals you've been to, 5 that you've lost. It's in there somewhere in the psyche, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's something that has mystified me for years and years, and I've spoken about it previously. I don't think there's an easy answer to it. Probably need like an entire series of shows to really go and investigate it. But I'm amazed by it. I'm amazed at that record, and you think with this young side, you have perhaps an opportunity to, you know, shake off some of that. I'm going to use the word failure, but I mean, I don't think making it to the final is that much of a failure.
Oh, here's Rona looking at Borden Pala to get on the end of it. Right hand side has really caused problems, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're all over, this Indonesian team.
I just wonder, Roshan, whether they've thought, well, it's not Pratama there. The pace he's got. Edo Febriancha has barely played in this tournament.
Yeah, and the thing is, Philip Roller has got plenty of pace, loves getting forward into advanced areas. He's a quality player, and when you think about the options that they have, it's incredible.
Fullback is an embarrassment of riches, isn't it?
Tristan can come in on this left-hand side. Obviously, a very different player to Tonton. Philip Roller can come on that right-hand side and can get forward into. He can even play as one of the front 3 if they absolutely need him to.
Narabudin's kicking his heels on the bench today. Back by Tirasin. He gets a return ball. Tirasin slips that through. Super chop. On the volley! And that almost sails over Elias Dollar. And that so easily could have been goal number 2. Borden Pala. That would have been a stunning goal.
That's a crucial goal line interception from Asnawi. The Super Chok is having an excellent start to this game. Wonderful attempt at goal by Borden. Dollar is unable to get that one on target, but he's backing away as he hits that as well.
That's incredible technique.
Lovely technique. Wonderful defending from Asnawi. But Super Chok, with this role that he's got, you know, a lot of the focus on Chanatip, and rightly so, but Super Chok as well, I think, in the games that he's played for Thailand, has been brilliant to watch. And he's, again, I keep talking about, he's harping on this, but another player who I feel is sort of outgrown Southeast Asian League, and perhaps can go in and test himself. I think he's ready, you know. At a certain point, you think of players like Kwang Hai, you think of players like Super Chok, they reach a certain level, and then they sort of improve. You feel like they need to move on.
Yeah, it's a step, isn't it, that a lot of these footballers will need to take. A few of these Thai footballers have done it. Of course, we've mentioned Chanatip. Tirasin has done it in the past. Tiraton, of course, has just returned from Japanese football. Can be done. Kawin has played in Belgium. Here come Indonesia. Free kick. Alfred Devanga. He's gone short. Is this what they were planning to do? Well, here's Irfan. And they've dealt with that pretty well. Tristan Doe clears it.
Just going back to Witan, because he was on the end of that one in the penalty area. And initially, every time he's on the ball, and obviously Thailand would have looked at this in the analysis, they would have looked at Witan as one of the players that obviously they have to keep an eye on. And every time he's gotten the ball so far, especially in those central positions, Thailand have been very quick to make sure that they close him down. And done well there too. Close down Siwarak. Dedik leading the press.
Interesting that Indonesia
is a real pure sort of finisher.
There are not too many goals scored by the strikers at the moment. There's the Wallen with a couple. Chanatip won't get there.
And look, I mean, players who can finish are difficult to find, difficult to come by. Thailand have been blessed with some wonderful strikers over the years. They've got one here in Tirasin as well. And sometimes the difficulty is when you look at your domestic leagues and all your strikers are essentially foreign signings, it's very difficult for then the local strikers to get much game time or to really make an impact.
Of course, Thai strikers go back to the likes of Jatusuk and Piapong and legendary players. Wanapoki looking pensive, but sure he'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen. A little flick on there from Super Chok. Brody won't get to it. Kritsada. Now Rolla. He's got Irfan right in his tail. He's done well here, Rolla. Super Chok. Now Wiratep. Thailand just seem to have acres of space and time on the ball. Indonesia not able to get close. Tristan Doe. Now Board Impala. It's not happening at the moment for the Indonesians, and he's applauding these efforts.
Yeah, he's applauding the pressing.
Not bad for a side that doesn't keep possession, apparently, Russian. There was a little jibe in the press conference, wasn't there? And they've got 77% of the ball, and they're doing a lot with it as well, aren't they? But here come Indonesia. Riddick with an important touch. Now Irfan. Overlapping run. Edo Febriansyah. Away by Kritsada. Double header from him to make sure.
Yeah, listen, I mean, obviously some mind games, right, at play.
We've enjoyed that. We've really enjoyed that.
I've just loved it. You know, we've seen the battles on the pitch, the tactical battles on the pitch, and the coaches as well on the touchline. You know,
this man does not hold back.
He doesn't, and he's such an experienced coach as well. So I mean, trust him. He knows what he's doing, especially in these press conferences.
Absolutely. Look, he talked about, I've won 20 odd titles as a manager and player. Of course, he was a bit of a legend at Seongnam. Won 6 league titles there and won the Champions League with them as a manager as well, and did so well with Korea. Won the AFF Cup and then beat Germany in the World Cup in 2018. And he said, I want to transfer some of that mentality to my players. And he said, Indonesians are too nice, too friendly. I don't want him to be so friendly. He speaks his mind, Roshan. That might rub people off the wrong way sometimes. As Thailand come forward here with Super Chok. Is there a foul there? Yes, it is.
Well, that was really well worked by Thailand again. They're a joy to watch in possession. I mean, the way they sort of worked it out from under pressure down that left-hand side, switch of play, find a link in Super Chok there, who was aware enough to hold on to it. He knew he had to sort of wait for the run of the roller on the outside of him. Was able to turn away from that pressure, win a free kick in a really good position. No Tiraton for them though.
Yeah, this would be something he'd like to step up for. This is fairly central. There's a bit of a discussion.
He's not too bad as well, to be fair, Bodin.
And saying, I want this one. Here's Bordin. We had a classic free kick from not too far away from that position a few days ago, Roshan. It'd be pretty hard to replicate that. But the final will be the perfect place to do it.
Yeah, I think this is technique. You can see he's already looking up as he wants to hit that Bordin. His head goes up before he makes contact with the ball.
There's Sivarak, who's had to come in for Chachai, who sustained an injury in that second leg. He filled in very, very well. Elias Dola gets the header first. Delightful ball from Chanatip. Here's Bordin, he's looking for some support. It was excellent work, wasn't it, from Asnawi, who's tenacious, but has conceded a free kick here.
It's a really good battle. Down this side of the pitch, Asnawi. He's a very talented defender. It's a good challenge. Quick to get up on his feet to try and recover. And he needed to time this one really well. Just perhaps a little bit overzealous on the second one.
Another one of those, Russian, that plays his football overseas.
That's right.
In Korea. Ball in Pala. On the free kick again here. Ball in. Ball does its job. Here's Chanatip. Wasn't the touch I think he would have wanted there. Titipan. Indonesia try to break forward. Witan Sulaiman, lovely touch from him. Slips that into Irfan. It bubbles around. They're asking for the penalty. Some of them, the referee points the other way. That has been the best attack so far.
Yeah, look at the player who's made that challenge. It's Chanatip. He's covered so much ground to get himself back there. And that's been one of the impressive things about Chanatip in this campaign, is his willingness to track back and help out defensively. It all started, I think we can see quite clearly that it's a foul to Thailand. Chanatip just gets across, he does well, uses his body well, and then gets a kick from Irfan. Here's another close-up for you. Goes right through the back of Chanatip's leg there.
It's a lot of ground, isn't it, that he's covered there, tracking back.
A wonderful move from Indonesia, though. It all started from Ricky Kambuaya, who beat a couple of Thai players. Played a lovely ball forward for Witan Sulaiman. That first touch from Witan was excellent because it continued the momentum of the move. Allowed him to play that attempted pass in behind.
Rolla. Back to Elias Dola. Here's Kritsada.
I think first time we've seen Kambuaya really get on the ball was just then.
We've said his name.
That's right. Not his fault, of course. It's been difficult for Indonesia to get anything done in possession.
What a touch that is from Superchok to Rolla, who's steaming into the penalty area. Laid back for Chanatip. Superchok. Now Wiratep taking a heavy touch. And perhaps here Indonesia can break again. Taking too long on the ball. Asnawi. There was space in midfield, wasn't there? Bordin. Straight at the keeper, that was offside. The Russian, they've got to get their ball zip faster, don't they?
Yeah, and there was a real chance for Indonesia to break forward on the counter-attack. Asnawi, he needed to play that ball quicker. Instead, it broke down in midfield. Bordin's just offside. He does stray offside. You can see him just leaning forward. Flag gone up. Good decision by the assistant referee.
At their pace, Russian, the counter-attack at the moment seems their best option, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The way that Thailand are coming and pressing them high.
You know, if they can get out of the counter-press. That's the thing, they haven't been able to get out of Thailand's counter-press. And the counter-press meaning the moment Thailand lose the ball, Thailand straight away want to win it back. So they're quick to close down again and try and win the ball back again. And Indonesia are sort of just panicking in those moments, in those possession phases. But you just look at the connections here between the Thai players, how close they are to each other. They all move in.
Comment. And certainly this feels, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is more possession than they had against even the likes of Timor-Leste. They've absolutely dominated the ball, haven't they? Here's Wiratep. Now Tristan Doe. Here's Bordin Pala. He's going on a surging run himself, Bordin Pala. Witan Sulaiman. Now for Indonesia. Two players right on him. You have not a moment to breathe when you have the ball if you're an Indonesia player.
This is what I was referring to. The moment they win it, Thailand are quick to just swarm around them. And if it takes conceding a free kick, sure, do it, because you break up that opportunity to counter-attack. And again, Witan, as I mentioned earlier, whenever he's on the ball, you see Thai players desperate to get around him defensively to try and stop him from doing anything. They're really nullifying Witan's threat at the moment.
Well, the man of talking is of German and Brazilian descent. Bit of gegenpressing from him, Roshan perhaps. And that is away from Tirisandanga. This is without seven regulars today, Roshan, as well. This is the ability of this side. That's a scary thing, isn't it? Now Ferdinand Dewanga. Now Asnawi. Tonton Sulaiman gives that away rather cheaply. Back with Thailand. That's why they've seen so little of the ball. Just can't hold on to it even when they do have it. Supachok.
Yeah, the level of talent sort of coming through in these countries is just incredible. I mean, yes, you talk about population and all that, and sure, they've got a bigger talent pool, but also I think football is life in these places. You know, it's a massive part of the culture.
Yeah, if you visited Indonesia or Thailand, you'll see every patch of grass, any plot, little space, kids are playing. Great to see. Supachok. Here's Tirasin, waiting for that little overlapping run from Board Impala. Oh, he's found some space there, Tirasin, and the shot is wide. He wants that second.
The combinations are just outstanding from Thailand. I mean, the way they're able to just pass it through this Indonesian side, it's just too easy. And they are making it look easy. It's not easy, but they're making it look so simple. And again, pressing here to win the ball back.
Here's Tristan Doe. They've got a corner here, Thailand. There was a moment in that earlier move where Rahmat was talking to Risky about go for the man, track him, keep an eye on him. They're not able to, Russian, at the moment. The movement is amazing.
Keep up with the level, the quality, the pace of the movement, and how quickly the ball is moving as well. You see it from Thailand. It's 1 and 2 touch play. 1 and 2 touch play, and it moves on to the next player. And then when they need to show that quality, that individual quality to beat a man or to hang on to it, to draw players towards them before releasing it into space, they know when to do that as well. Awareness of the spaces that they're in. They're just in complete control of this game so far.
Trying to tip. Oh, they're going to go short. Well, they do, but it's to Kritsada. Charged down by Didik Setiawan. And it's a foul by the Thai skipper.
They lose it. They press again. Can't win it. Foul. Stop the play. Get everyone back into defensive shape. Get themselves organized. That experience coming in. Handy. And speaking of experience, you brought up average ages earlier. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself because I remember speaking to Haris Harun, the Singapore captain, recently, and was asking him about Singapore being the oldest side in the competition and whether that was a cause for concern. He said he doesn't think so because the only reason the average age is up so high is because of Hassan Sani. So and I was thinking about Thailand, and you mentioned Thailand.
Yeah.
Second oldest?
Yeah, second oldest. Siwarak is...
Siwarak is what, 37?
Correct. So he's bringing the average up. Flag has stayed down for Didik. It's out by Elias Kola. And we're going to have the first Indonesian corner. Now he's just having a chat here with Asnawi Shintae-yong. I think he's just trying to organise that defence, isn't he?
I think you're just trying to make sure that they're shifting together as a unit and staying tight and moving together, because at times they're getting dragged out of position.
He's using the assistant coach Nova Arianto to translate his thoughts. But it's up the other end at the moment that Indonesia focus our attentions on. Kritsada had being fouled. The referee will not let that corner be complete.
Well, there's a foul there on Kritsada. Just goes for a bit of a lie down.
Well, it's been that easy for them, is it, at the back? They haven't really been troubled, have they, Russian, at the other end? No shots at all, no attempts. They've barely got to the final third, Indonesia. And you contrast that with 7 shots from Thailand, 4 of them inside the box, 2 of them on target. If we're being really picky, Roshan, should they be a goal or 2 more higher than what they've got now? That's being really critical though, isn't it? It's just been a joy to watch.
Being hyper critical. I mean, there's always going to be something you can pick out, right?
That looked the late challenge by Elias Dollar. Play will continue for the moment. Dollar's walking away. Elias Dollar, he knows exactly what's going to happen next. Rahmat Irianto, late challenge on him.
Ooh, that's a late challenge, and he's gone lunging in from quite far off. It looks like Irianto could be okay. Good challenge from Dollar.
Part of their naturalized contingent. Elias Dollar, born in Sweden. Moved to Thailand a couple of years ago. 1.96 meters. By the way, he's just gone down now, Elias Dollar.
Yeah, I think he felt a bit of strain there. He was actually, as he ran off and tried to run away from the referee, he felt a bit of strain. Looks like he could have just jarred his knee, perhaps.
So they've got, if there's a problem here, there's no Manuel Bear. They've got Powie.
Yeah.
If they need. So let's remind you of the goal.
I mean, it's great work, you know. Just again, these triangles here. Super Chok just peeling out to the right-hand side initially. Roller with that underlapping run on the inside of him. Ability to beat a couple of players, and then on the defensive side, the 2 Indonesian central midfielders getting completely dragged across and not winning the ball there. Both players getting dragged across into that position. It's left that gap for Chanatip to then have a shot at goal there. The central defenders couldn't step up quickly enough into him. Wonderful work from Thailand on the right-hand side. Great work from Roller, and then a fine finish. Quality finish from Chanatip. Comes into him first time. Into the back of the net, no chance for Nadeo.
Well, they're taking some time here with Dollar, Elias Dollar, who's not walking particularly comfortably, and I think they just want a word here on what to do next. Poking is still asking, what's the assessment? He's been told just to hold off for a minute.
Well, Poklo has just gone off to increase the intensity of his warm-up.
For a second there, did we think he was going to possibly come on there? But it is going to be Elias Dollar to return to the pitch, it looks like, at the moment. That's the first attempt for the Indonesians.
Yeah, and again, the player who starts it is Kambuaya with a wonderful driving run. He's carrying the ball forward, creating that bit of space for Asnawi. Really drifted in field, didn't he, Asnawi? On his left foot. A bit more encouragement from Indonesia, perhaps. Yeah. Especially with Kambuaya, if they can try and find him on the ball a little bit more. He's got that capacity to run with it. The interesting thing with Kambuaya, just talking to one of the Indonesian backroom staff, said that when they went to scout a match, they weren't particularly looking at him, but he was the outstanding player in that game that they went to watch, and they thought, you know, this guy could make a big difference on the international stage, and that's how it was really huge.
Almost 2 meters tall. They're going to have quite the task now, carrying him off.
I'm interested to see just how they sort of restructure this.
It is Pokla Anand. So there you go, 6 of them have to stretch Elias Dollar off.
Wait.
One of the veterans now, this side, 30 years of age, Plokla Anand, fast approaching his half-century of caps for Thailand. Made his debut back in 2011. Playing with Bangkok United.
And the challenge from Witan on board in.
So yeah, Wiratep is the man, as Roshan mentioned, who goes in. The heart of defence. Roller. Flag is down for Supachok. And they managed to get that way through Risky.
You can't pin Supachok down. His movement is excellent. And the freedom that they've got, these Thai players, to just get into different positions and still retain a defensive structure and still retain an organized structure, even with these free-flowing sort of attacks.
Roller back to Supachok. Trying to get to the attack here is Plokla Anand. Supachok. He looks at the officials. No penalty forthcoming. Here come Indonesia. Look at that pace there on the far side by Alfredo Devanga. Witan Sulaiman. Devanga surely! Oh, he's put that over! A gilt-edged opportunity. What a run though he had from one end of the pitch to the other. You're not going to get a better opportunity than that.
Oh, that's a big opportunity for Indonesia. And again, it's on the counter-attack. This is where they've looked the most threatening. Wonderful ball played across. Initially for Dedik. Witan making a great run. Alfeandra, I mean, credit to him. From where he started to where he ends up in the area there. It takes a bit of a bobble, but you expect him to finish. He's got all the time in the world, really, to even sort of just take a touch if he wants to. But even if he hits it first time, you have a look at the technique there again. As he hits it, he's looking up. He's not got his body over the ball to try and keep it down and on target.
Not normally that high up the pitch as well, is he? Alfredo Devanga, and that would have been 1-1, right back in this. Went through the legs as well, it appeared, of Tristan Doe. That ball across from Witan Sulaiman.
Yeah, and Tristan, he had to come across. He had to go across to take care of that run from Dedik Setiawan. And that's why you had that gap there.
So Supachok felt he should have been given a penalty.
I mean, I saw it in real time. I didn't think so. I think it's a soft one. I don't think that's a penalty at all. He's trying to con the referee into blowing for a penalty. He just realized, Supachok, that he wasn't really going anywhere. And
so Rahmat Irianto, second time he's gone down. And a common change we've seen in this tournament, if he doesn't carry on, well, he looks okay, but there's Evan Dimas replaces him, but he will for now continue. So there've been a few little bright moments here for Indonesia, and they're only a goal down.
Yeah, it's still very much in the game. Let's remember again, first leg, still with the second leg to go. It's important that they don't let Thailand run away with this and kill things off in this one. But you wonder if there are going to be bigger issues for Thailand now with Elias Dola leaving central defense. That changes it up a little bit. Wiratep having to drop into that position and having to do a job. It's not a role that he's been playing in for this side. And you wonder what kind of confusion that may cause. It disrupts the fluidity and the flow of the team structure, of the team shape.
Here he is now, Wiratep. Gordon goes down. Official, by the way, from Saudi Arabia, Al-Hunfud Shukri.
Challenge there on boarding again. They're just trying to maintain their control over this one, Thailand, the way they were passing it around so comfortably. in that interchange of positions. So Pitiwat just a little bit further forward. By the way, it's another central midfielder who's dropped into the centre of defence, Wiratep. Going back to that theory.
Yeah, that theory. He's doing it effortlessly. We'll see, shall we? Here's Tristan Doe. Tirasin. Dropped a bit deep here, Tirasin. Boga clears up. Tristan Doe. It's not a great ball, is it, from Borden Pala? Fascinated to see how Thailand approached the second half of this tie, because they had a lead, they were superior to Vietnam in all departments, and then they went for containment and management. And you heard from Poking post that match saying that was a bit of a mistake from him.
Yeah, I remember that.
3 minutes of added time.
I think because first half of that one they were leading 2-0 one day, so I think they had a little bit more of a platform to defend it. I think you want to sort of maintain your control in this game. You know, they've done so well to make sure that Indonesia can't find a rhythm, can't settle into any sort of passing momentum or passing rhythm in this game, and you want to make sure you don't allow them to gain any sort of confidence.
That won't fall for Didik. Here's Afriande Banga. High boot from him, though.
Well, yeah, wonderful work from Alfiandra. Just keeps the ball really well under pressure. So again, picking up the second ball with Pitiwat, was able to just get a toe in.
Here's Supachok. He's got roll out on the outside. Interchange of passes between the two of them. Lovely bit of work here from Supachok. He's still going. Now Borden Pala. Oh, that was almost a brilliant goal. An excellent save from Nadeo. But boy, we would have been gushing had that gone in.
This guy's quality, Nadeo. He's keeping Indonesia in this game. But Supachok, once more, picks it up, spins away, 1, 2, 3 pirouette, and then that presence of mind. He draws defenders in towards him, creates a bit of space for Borden. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is beautiful from Supachok. This is a move that deserved the goal. Borden looking to try and just curl it in towards that far post. Wonderful save from Nadeo.
He was the third choice goalkeeper coming into this. Amazing. Didn't start the first game, was only came on when Imando had an injury in the warm-up. And he's been brilliant ever since. Here's Wiratep. There's another safe pair of hands there. Nadeo Agriwanata from Bali United. Here's Rahmat Erianto. And it's a pretty decent ball, but it's offside with Tan Sulaiman. And before you know it, this first half has come